Come on. Let me make sure we... All right, we good. What's up, fellas? Nice Sunday.
It's cold up here
Sunday.
still.
It's cold in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freezing.
I don't know what's going on. It's like an atmospheric change when you get halfway up the stairs.
We gotta adjust that heat. I mean, it's supposed to be like 45 degrees today, but not in here.
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
Look how this Wendy's cup for they sue us.
I ain't gonna sue you for having a cup. You paid for it.
Yeah, I did.
Right, just turn it to the side.
Yeah, Quan, bring that mic in a little bit more to you, man. Right there, there you go. Yes, we can hear you. You can pull it down too.
But you gonna pull the animal crackers off the table
there
too?
we go.
Here we go.
He ain't got the
I hear you.
sponsor,
Say
dude.
Yo.
There we go. We good.
All right, yeah.
No, I had to bring these.
Can I give one more clap? My bad.
God damn.
Thank you.
We good? All right. As you're listening to this, we're trying to
We're in the
transition
process of setting up some video.
a video. Shout out to Oxstyle
guys.
Media.
Shout out.
Yeah, man. Oxstyle Media.
It's a glorious collaboration.
Quan is our, I don't want to say guinea pig because we trying our video thing. So, he our first one. But what's up, fellas? Nice Sunday. What's up, Quan? How you feeling?
Man, I feel good.
Feel
I just
good?
came from Cleveland, so
Yeah, I know it's
I'm a
cold
little
up there.
tired. Man, it's freezing up there. I didn't even think of being by the lake, because it's downtown. So, but it's way colder up there. So
Yeah, I can't function in the cold at all. So, like, if I'm going up there, I have to know everything: temperature, wind chill.
Exactly.
I need to know how fast the wind's blowing before I even make a move on what I'm about to wear up there. I'm serious. I cannot function in the cold.
Yeah, that's a whole different type of cold in Cleveland.
And my mom, when she was married, her husband was from up there, so we would go up there a lot. And when we go in the wintertime, man, it was like the worst thing. Like I couldn't. I only wanted to be in the car or where we were going.
I went over there for a training, and we were right by the water. And I just remember it being like sharply cold. But in the summertime, Cleveland is a beautiful place. Shout out to Cleveland,
until they
man.
give you a parking ticket.
I can't find nowhere to park.
Man, like we thought we did everything right.
Right.
The coins in the meter. We came back like 5 minutes later. They
like
was out
3
there with the van. They got their own separate thing down
They
there.
try to get their money.
They don't got that in Kansas, so I was new to all that in Cleveland.
Man, you could park anywhere in Canton downtown.
literally.
I just don't play with it because for a while the only actual interactions with cops or anything I ever had was like parking tickets. So like I only had 2, and so I made sure whenever I go to that meter, I don't care how much it is for how long. I don't care if I'm in there for 10 minutes. If I see change in my car, it's all going in there, all of it. So I'm making sure I at least got. I mean, there could be several hours on there. I could be hooking the next person up for all I know.
Quan was in Cleveland though, so they be on it.
Yeah, they don't play about them parking tickets.
We literally went and made reservations like 5 minutes later, came back, and it was a yellow ticket on the thing.
Man.
Oh, they saw you get out the car. They watched you get out.
They saw him get out.
I didn't know it was that hectic down there though.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we good. We can just put something in there. We'll be all right. Next thing you know, someone was telling me like,
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
on there. Yeah, it's a ticket. They came
must
out
not
with
be from
different
here.
cops and everything.
They know
I'm
by the
like,
way
oh.
they know by the way your car
You were
is
the
parked
last
that
one to
you're
hit his
from there.
quota. That's what it was. He
That's what-
watched you
right.
get out and was like, "That's all I need. That's all I need."
What'd you do in Cleveland last night?
I kicked it with the mother of my child's the mother of my child for her birthday.
That's what's up.
So her birthday
Happy
Monday.
birthday.
So we went out there for Cleveland, to do something small. But we not expecting the traffic and everybody.
yeah,
And then
man.
it was a Cavs game going on too. So it was just like
I hate driving
the
in
whole
Cleveland.
day was just
When it's a
crazy.
concert and a game going on in Cleveland, from my experiences, man, you better learn how to drive.
Last
You might
time
as
I
well
was
stay
in,
from out of downtown.
Yeah, stay from out of town.
last time I was in Cleveland, it was me, P, her mom, and her brother. We went to go to some comedy, some club, some stand-up comedy club they got up there. I have no idea. I cannot remember what it's called at all. But driving up there, I can't. I hate it.
It's a lot.
The only city I hate, like around here, that I hate driving in worse than Cleveland is Akron.
Akron.
I hate driving in
So
Akron.
with that highway. Jeremy, you lived in Cleveland for a little bit, right?
East Cleveland when I was younger, yeah.
So you used to the traffic.
It's ridiculous, especially if you go down on the weekends and when they have the West Side Market open. If you're not from Cleveland, you don't need to be down there.
Shout out to
You're
the
gonna
West
get
Side
lost.
Market. Shout out to that vanilla bean lemonade at the West Side Market.
We had to find out the hard way. We just had to go down there and just see everything happen. And I'm like, this is crazy. This is worse than camp.
That would never happen on Cleveland
For sure.
Avenue.
Never.
Yeah, but I think about it because it's like maybe like the rest of the state is just used to driving on those kind of roads, and just because Canton is so small, maybe it's just us. Maybe we're the oddballs.
That's what I was thinking. When I was
maybe we don't know how to drive.
Yeah,
we get spoiled.
I'm like, they do this all the time down here. So I'm in the car losing my mind. And they like, man, we ain't worried about this person. Like, we gonna keep doing this.
Yeah, like there's some intersection in Akron that if I ever have to go to it, I instantly get a panic attack. It's got like 7 different directions you can go in. There's like 14 different lights, I think. I hate driving on it. Like, if I come there, I can't. Then I just pick and guess whichever street the GPS is telling me to go on and just hope I'm right.
It tells you what lane to get in.
Yeah, if not, I'm going to do everything I can to get as far away from this intersection so when it reroutes, I don't have to come back through here.
Yeah, Quan, what other places you like to go to besides Cleveland, just on your own time?
On my own time, PA.
PA?
I be in PA a lot.
What part? Like Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is lit.
I had a friend, we used to go down there almost every other weekend. I be in Columbus a lot with a lot of my friends from high school.
Shout out Columbus.
So yeah, I'm planning on moving down there too. Like,
good. It's a growing city, man.
Two, but yeah, I love it. I love it down there.
I love Columbus, man. Columbus is a vibe for me, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like music wise, the people there. Shout out to my homies Trek Manifest, Grand Gatsby, who was on our podcast. He's from Columbus. It's just always a little bit more than what you used to hear in Canton, but it's just a great city. You said you're moving down in the next couple of years?
Yeah, next couple of years I plan on moving down there. You know, once I get everything situated with my kids.
That's what's up.
It's time to get up out of Canton.
Kids, plural, huh? How many?
2.
Two?
We got a boy and girl.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. This guy's got another one on the way. What you want?
Yeah, I'm at 2.
I know. You got another one on the way, too.
Yeah, I already told you.
I know. You want a boy or a girl?
I'm having a boy.
Oh, you know what you having?
I told you that.
Oh, shit. Bro, I be so busy. I mean, Chris,
because these aren't typically the conversations we have when he calls me. So
we talk about some congratulations.
When I talk about domesticated nigga shit, like,
yeah, because he don't talk about nothing domesticated. Like I think I said on one episode, I was on the phone with Chris Sean. We're always like roasting and talking about podcasts and life shit. And he was in a grocery store and he was like, "Hold on one second, man, the potato prices went up." And I was like, "Man, this is not like him."
I want like this much for a bag of chicken.
Yeah, right. He was complaining about the price. I said, "Wow, we're really adults."
I ain't gonna lie, that's what I do.
Yeah, man.
That's a having kid. Because I mean, on top of that, you know, I have my girl. She has a 9-year-old.
You got 3.
So like, yeah, and I consider her one of my kids. You know what I'm saying? And so like when I think about it, I'm like, man, I gotta go grocery shopping with 3 kids in mind. Yeah, I have to go grocery shopping with picky eaters in mind because she's picky. Her mom is just as picky. You know what I mean?
The grocery store with the kids, that's like an experience,
I hate the grocery store, period.
All they want is sweets.
The kids is
like at a certain point, I just started making like there's a list in my phone that doesn't change. Like there's the essentials that I know for a fact when I go there,
and then stuff Brooklyn wants,
and then I just add to it based on like the situation.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah. You just like
make a list.
Yes, have a like set list. So every time I need to go,
I got fast food orders in there. Yep. You know what I mean? So I don't have to call.
That's smart.
What do you want?
I need to start doing it.
I go to McDonald's. I'm already knowing. Pull up my phone. Pull up the notepad. It's in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because my son, I always ask myself what he wants, but he only wants, like, we go to Wendy's, he just wants spicy nuggets and some fries. That's it. What kind of groceries your kids like to grab? Like, what's the one thing you tell them they can't get when you go to the store? 'Cause you know, kids just want snacks.
Snacks.
That's all they want.
I'm trying to do this whole thing where we more on fruit in my household and everything. So it's like,
the shit you're supposed to eat.
They want just sweets and snacks and candy and juice.
You be like, what y'all want for breakfast? Some cookies? That's not breakfast.
No, you need some oatmeal, some fruit on the side.
Some eggs, something, man, put them on your stomach for the day.
Exactly.
Because some of these kids, you going to school, like, hyper. And you like, oh, that makes sense because you eat Pop-Tarts and Sprite for breakfast in the morning. That's why you turned up.
Hot Cheetos first thing
wake up asking for chocolate. I'm
think about the kids that was bad when we was in school, like elementary, and then ask yourself, what did they eat for breakfast?
They always had those, that pack of like, what was it, like 5 or 6 donuts. It was always the brown ones. Every time it was always
bad
the
kids
brown
like the
ones.
brown donuts.
Or they had the Fruitopia little juices. And classic, it was
No
always
constructive breakfast at all.
it was hella cranberry juices
Yeah, Dunkaroos, little orange juices.
and Flaming Hot Cheetos.
That's
man.
it, bro.
Was it Fruitopia? The shit that was in the vending machine, McKinley? Yeah, that red one. Everybody stayed with
Now
that.
that's like
If you stayed with that, I just assumed. If you had that, I just assumed you had at least 6 ISS. I just assumed you had like 6 ISS days already like
Oh
logged.
yeah,
if
when
you
I
were
was at
drinking.
Taft Middle School, shout out to Taft Middle School. There was a Fruitopia machine right next to the ISS room, but we never had Fruitopia in there.
There's
so,
no
like,
agenda.
There's no
Right next to the ISS.
right
room. It's
there,
crazy.
right. We gonna put you in this room for hours and feed y'all sugar. That's the real,
It's literally a gun store next to the.
right, for real. Nah, man, the grocery store is
Boys in the Hood. Fury was telling him, "What do you see on every corner?"
What do you see?
Furious? Was that what
That was his name.
Yeah. Talking to all the niggas over there. I thought they was gonna jump him in
Nah,
that movie.
they ain't gonna jump Lawrence
I thought they was
Fishburne,
gonna
bro.
jump him in that movie, and then he just started talking real shit to him, and they're like, "We cannot do that to him."
Shout out Boys in the Hood because they be on the homepage on Netflix, and I be like, man, I want to watch this again, but it come on BET like 10
I had
times.
it on tape, so I don't.
Oh, right, real one. You had it on tape.
Yeah.
That's the
so-
movie that every time I watch it, I for some reason think like I can shout at the TV enough to get a different outcome.
Like, move, Ricky.
Like I can create the alternate ending.
Run sideways.
Right.
Like, you were going to-
zigzag.
you
You
were
going
going to
to
school.
USC, fam. You need some
Exactly.
zigzag.
You were going to school for ball. You know what I'm saying? Scholarship. That isn't the time.
He should have hopped on the garage. I'm sorry. He had the hops. He should have just.
Yeah, he could have.
One of them garages.
They would have came back though, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Never mind the fact that my guy literally aimed down the sights with a sawed-off shotgun and
So-
didn't bust them shit in the
whole
like,
sawed off in the alley. I was like, damn,
What kind of
good
rain?
aim.
Really
Call of
sniped
Duty.
him with a shotgun.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. The Call of Duty attachment. Like
Nobody would have questioned that in the 90s, but now it's probably a TikTok out there somewhere. Can you shoot this far with a
Right.
shotgun?
Bro, no, you can't.
Let's see.
He could have made it.
Video out of it.
He could have made it, man. Like when I watch, that's a good movie. Like when you
Yeah,
watch
it
a
is.
classic and you expect the ending to
And I'm
change
like,
every time.
the
Nah.
worst part of it is just like, why would we decide to split up? Like, you go this way, I go that way type shit. And then you just
Yeah, I
decide
would've
to
went
go.
with you, bro. We
I
going
would have
together.
went,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
we
went
ain't
down the
splitting
alley. I
up.
would have went over a fence.
Together.
Together.
I'm
saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't understand that either because it's like y'all live in the same hood, so
Don't
it's
live
like
right by each other.
right
though.
by each other. So where we go? I'm not about to be like Krishan. You go down this way downwards. I go down this way. Nah, bro, we going together.
just a loop.
He probably
Yeah, it's
knew
just
he
a
was
little-
gonna get one of them, so he was like, you know what, we gonna see who he gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So
It's
you go
either you
this
or
way,
me.
I
I
go
think
that
it's just
way,
like
right.
before that.
It
They
can't
were
be
like
both
they
of
were
us.
demonstrating athleticism. Like they were doing the
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed type shit over the garages to get into the alley in the first place. So my
Man,
thing is
they was
like, why
trying to
did
find
none
them.
of that get applied in that moment? I don't know. It's just running a straight line with a gun.
Rest in peace, Ricky, man.
It didn't have to
R.I.P.
be
Ricky.
Ricky, man.
It didn't have to be Ricky.
Nah. What's one of your favorite movies to watch, Quan, besides Boys in the Hood, to make sure Ricky?
Like
didn't
old
get
movies,
any
classic, any movie. I want to say my favorite to watch. Man, it's a lot of good movies, and I love movies. So
Me
that's,
too.
That's so hard to pick. Like,
I have multiple favorites. Like it just really depends on.
Yeah,
what
what's the
mood I'm in.
mood? Like you like action movies? Like
yeah, I love action movies. So, like all the old 007s,
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Kingsman,
I'm
the
with
whole
you there.
series of the Kingsman,
You seen Argyle?
Argyle. No,
Agent
I haven't.
Argyle. It's part of
I
that
haven't.
universe, but it ain't like it don't hit like.
It's like
Kingsman.
a brand of it.
Yeah, it's like a
Okay,
whole
yeah.
shared universe that they doing. Like the Kingsmen
Fuck
are
with
in
James
to a
Bond,
small
though.
degree, but like it ain't like. I didn't fuck with it as tough as the Kingsman. Kingsman is just like really. It's like a Bond on coke.
Who's in Kings? Bond? What?
No, legitimately, it's like
Really?
it's like James Bond type spy world
okay.
type shit, but it's like the gore and the violence are just very, very exaggerated. But that's Matthew Vaughn, I think, is the guy who does those movies. He did Kick-Ass, if you remember that.
I remember that movie.
So like that's
that
kind of
movie's
his
dope.
bread and butter, you know what I'm saying? Just a very stylized gore type shit.
My favorite is My favorite James Bond movie is Live and Let Die.
Skyfall is probably my favorite. Daniel Craig. He killed it as
Shout out
Bond.
Daniel Craig, man.
And I was iffy because I started at like the Pierce Brosnan World Is Not Enough, GoldenEye, like that era. And I was like not cool with him not being Bond anymore.
Yeah.
So when
I
Daniel
didn't
Craig
like the
did it,
switch up.
Casino Royale like being a movie like a Bond movie with not a lot of action, that was probably like my favorite for a long time. And then Skyfall happened, and that movie was great. Not a lot of people liked the one that they just did, but I thought it was perfect.
James Bond
I
movie?
still haven't watched it yet.
It's good. It's really good. My one guy, he hated it. Just be, I don't want anything to change. Like, bro, grow up.
Right.
Like that's what it is. But
Well, let me ask you.
I'm not gonna lie.
Go ahead.
I love Austin Powers.
You do?
Austin Powers is.
Hey, Jordan was like, hell yes.
I watched the whole series. I used to have the Austin
That was a
Powers
whole
on tape.
era. That
They
was
had
an
Austin
era,
Powers on
man.
tape.
I
I don't know if
had-
nobody know.
I didn't have Goldmember, but I had International Man of Mystery
The Spy Who Shagged
and
Me.
The Spy Who Shagged Me.
Yeah, I had all of them.
Those are some funny movies, man. Mike Myers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a goat, man.
Shout out to Mike
He's a
Myers,
goat.
man.
Like the outros when they're all like alluding to the whole like the genitals thing.
Yeah.
That shit was always so funny. Like,
Vern
it was
Troyer,
perfectly
rest.
set up.
Is Vern Troyer still alive? Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Vern Troyer, man.
Yeah, those were good movies.
Good movies, original
For
movies.
what they were.
Yeah.
Like you didn't go in it. Nobody's getting an Oscar for Austin Powers.
Yeah.
But I mean, you go in there. I watch those movies every time. I enjoy them every time.
Quan, I want to ask you this question. We're talking about movies. I've been seeing this trend with artists when they get in the studio. Do you watch movies or anything visual when you record and create music?
No, I try to have everything off. I don't want no sound. I don't. My homie Eli, he do that, and I got used
Shout
to
out
it
Eli.
there. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out my bro Eli. But he got me used to doing that. But the only time I got something playing in the background is if I got my kids. So if
I've
they
been
need to
playing.
watch something,
Yeah, I've been playing background stuff when I produce, but I can't do it when I record. Like if
yeah, I
I'm
gotta
making
have full focus.
Yeah, like if I'm making beats, I'll maybe have something on YouTube playing. I asked that because I've been seeing a lot of content where movies are playing in the background when they're recording and stuff. So one producer was playing Akira in the background, right? But the beats he was making was so hard.
So
but like
hard.
the movie was, I was like, okay, I gotta try that because it's like as the movie was playing, he was just going in on those kicks and those stands. And I was
Sometimes it's a vibe.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, depending on what you watch, maybe it could help you like creatively wherever you're at. But I'm also the same way. Like, I never used movies or nothing watching. I don't really need a lot of outside noise. I just want to focus on the song.
See, I like when I try to write, I got into the habit of like putting music on, and then like I would have my playlists obviously, but like it would be more so like, all right, this is the kind of stuff I'm trying to write. So I would kind of listen to things
Right.
along that, and I found myself getting distracted a lot. So I kind of had to, like you said, I have to almost write in silence or just be by myself. Like it's cool. I'll tell people, like tell her in Brooklyn, like, hey, I'm about to go down here. I'm about to do my thing. You know, I'll still check on them and everything, but yeah, I got to be isolated. Like I have to completely lock in, or I can't like focus. I'll start focusing more on what I'm listening to and finding something else to listen to over what I'm actually down there to do.
Yeah, that's why I can't watch a movie, because I'll start watching the movie.
Forget you got to write at 16.
Oh yeah, let me get back to this song. I
And
forgot.
that too, like with me wanting to do movies, I'll watch movies for like, you know, just to see how to piece things together better. Cause I have a problem with like trying to be too realistic with a movie, and it's like I forget, like, yeah, it's a movie, suspend belief. So like
Right.
I'll watch things, but not to like pull from them, but just to see how they do it, just so I can kind of make things make sense. But like I can only do that like in clips, so I'll just watch it on my
Right.
phone.
Yeah.
I can't like put a whole movie on and just have that playing in the background. I'm watching the movie every time.
You watching The Spy Who Shagged Me
Yeah,
every
like
time.
for one of the things I'm trying to do, like a lot of the inspiration, like you said, you like action movies. Are you hip to The Raid? The Raid Redemption, The Raid 2.
The first one.
Okay, yeah.
First
If
one.
I was gonna say, if not,
Y'all
definitely
make
watch
me
those.
add my movie list. I ain't
But
seen none of these.
like The Raid, I like that atmosphere. Like the way the fights are set up. It's very realistic,
Yeah.
very grounded, and everything. But like I don't want to do exactly that. So I know I'll watch a clip to see how it's done
Yeah.
and watch camera angles. But if I put that whole movie on, I'm stopping everything to watch that movie because
Right.
that movie's just it's just a shit.
Exactly.
I like that.
Don't be yawning on me, bro.
Man,
because I'm gonna do it.
I was
weekend.
recording last night and rehearsing for this show, so I've been, chilling, man, just relaxing.
Yeah, I can't wait for the show, man. Neither.
Thank you, man. I will talk about that on the break, but real quick before we get into that second half, Quan, where can they follow you? Where can they follow you? Social media.
Oh, follow me on Instagram at QUWAN Official, QUWAN Official. Follow me on Facebook at the QUWAN Numbles. And get my music anywhere at QUWAN in all caps, QUWAN.
QUWAN. Jeremy,
Don't
where can they
forget
follow
the
you?
W, for real.
Where can they follow you, Jeremy?
Just follow me on Facebook at Jeremy Andrew or at Instagram at _Ninja_1.
All right, see Wiz.
Just Facebook, Krishan White, and Instagram, Krishan_White.
All right, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok at JeanPDMC, www.JeanPDMC.com. Please follow the what you say?
I thought you was gonna shout out your Black Planet and everything.
Not this episode, okay?
Farmers meat.
Farmers meet, no.
I don't know.
I'm not on dating apps, y'all.
The kind of women you was talking to me
Jean
about.
Peter MC is not on any dating apps. Don't listen to Krishan, please. Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you follow Say We Should Be on Instagram, SWYM Podcast. If you see Krishan on those dating apps, they're old profiles.
Yeah, they would have to be. I shouldn't have any. There shouldn't be anything out there.
Yeah, I ain't on no dating apps.
I can't do them.
My manager won't let me do no dating apps.
Yeah, well, she's right because
that'd be terrible.
sometimes
I'd be embarrassed. They'd be like, Jean P on Tinder? What?
What is he doing?
Why somebody listening and be like, well, he was on there.
Well, he was
I was on there for a little bit. I was on there for a hot second.
You were.
All right, let's take a break. Jean P MC.
Please.
Jeremy in the house. We got Quan in the building. Say what you mean. We'll be right back. Peace.
Say what you mean what you say. I'm from the 330, where them boys don't play. Say what you mean. 1, 2.
Why I got?
Let me talk my shit again real quick.
All right.
Clap it up.
I just started recording. That's why I'm gonna put that in the episode. All right. As you can see, we got Oxstyle Media in the house. We three.
It's got to be perfect.
It's got to be perfect. So episode 133 is Jean P the MC. We got my man Quan in the house. How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel good.
Good, man.
Good.
Everybody else good?
Yeah, we good.
Nice Sunday, man. Glad to have you in here, man. When I talk about my favorite artists in the city, man, I gotta put you in that class, bro. Like you, Elijah. Shout out Grimsaya. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little collective, man. All these different pockets of hip hop throughout the city of Canton, man. It's beautiful. So we know what time it is.
It's sponsor time.
It's sponsor time. We got to shout out our sponsors. The first one being the Hub Art Factory. Shout out to Tim Carmody.
Shout out.
We love it here.
Quan, what you think of the space, man?
I love it. I said that when I came here for your listening party.
Thank
for
you.
The album.
Yeah.
John. So,
Yeah, man. It's a nice space.
Yeah.
Especially when the
Still
sun
pushing
come
that
in.
album?
Yeah. I'm always pushing that album.
Good.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
I be seeing the post.
Right, thank you,
I
Quan.
see the
You don't
post.
understand. Why he's talking about pushing an album? We trying to push you on that stand-up stage, sir. Jeremy, what
right.
episode did he say he was going to get on the stage?
Nigga, I got life.
I got life.
Man, we do too.
Shit.
We just want to see Krishan on that stage, man. Is he gonna get on there? You gonna get on the stage this year?
He was supposed to this past summer and he never did.
Right. Come on, man. We need you on that comedy stage.
Yeah, we'll see.
No, you gonna
He
do
said
it.
we'll see.
We'll get him on there. Cause
No, it's funny. One of my boys did hit me up the other day, just checking, and he was like, "What's going on, man?" I'm like, "Yo, what's up?" He's like, "I just ain't seen you joking on the book for a while." Like, everything all right? I'm like, nah.
they don't know that you're about to be a dad again.
Just
So, that's what happens.
handling business.
Yeah.
So
That's how you know somebody ain't been on Facebook in a while. He my best friend, so I know. But that's like the main assumption when they're on Facebook in a while. They're either having a baby or expecting one.
Yeah, no, I got hit up the other day, and it was like, I don't really see you post anymore. Like, did your girlfriend not let you post or anything? I was like, she lets
Not
me do
let you
whatever I
post.
want.
Wow. Not let you post. That's crazy.
Just say you were asking me if I still had a girlfriend. Yes,
Yes.
I do. We're
Right,
still
trying to
rocking.
be
We're still
slick.
happy. It's
Yeah.
okay. But yes, she lets me do whatever I want. I just am not interested in
Right.
posting on social media. I'm on there. I see y'all. See
He
y'all
told you
acting a
this
fool.
on the air, so he ain't interested.
Oh yeah. No, 100%. I mean, if we have to do that full disclosure, no, there's no chance. Like, I'm taken care of very well, and I love it. I love it here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He
I'm
love
very
it
comfortable.
there. Yeah, he love it there,
we
man.
got our house shoes are planted firmly.
That's beautiful,
Going
bro.
nowhere. But
trying to play my house using 2024.
Yeah, you'll get there.
I'll get there.
You'll get there.
He's busy, bro. I ain't know no dating apps. They got people wondering if I'm on Tinder or not.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hey, you better chill out because you don't dig that hole. Don't do that because I'm gonna get a phone call talking about some. So guess who hit me up, bro? No, you remember?
Guess who swiped right this time?
No. Because I was on there, bro. I was
just on there.
I'm recording. Yeah, that's what he do. I'm over here writing, and guess who hit me up? I didn't hit her up. She hit me up. He loved doing that one because I'm always checking his ass.
It wasn't me. It was her.
Right. I'm always checking. I'm like, why the fuck are you still talking to
It's
these
usually
people?
them.
And I didn't hit her up. She hit me. So
I had to put
don't
that
even say
disclaimer in there,
And I'm like, bro, because he already know. I'll listen. I'll listen to. I'll let him say everything he got to say.
And then boom.
And then it's okay. Well, now I'm about to kick your ass because I don't care who hit who up.
You should be talking to this person.
Yeah, kill that. Especially if we're trying to make moves and this, that, and the third and elevate. And
We making moves, man. We doing a lot of great things. So
For sure.
Shout out to Jory being in the building. This is our 133rd episode. Shout out to QUWAN being our 133rd episode. 133, and we getting into the video game. So we elevating out here. It's time.
we ain't gonna tell you where it's at yet because we ain't gonna,
Yeah, we gonna get all that together for y'all.
Yeah, but
we got
gonna get
y'all
it together. And when we get it together, when you hear about it, we ain't gonna be far off.
But in the meantime, make sure if you're listening to this podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, whatever streaming services, please leave us a rating,
And a follow.
a comment. Let us know what you think. We love that feedback. We need that from y'all.
We do.
So,
He does.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah,
Say what you mean, baby. It ain't just me.
for sure.
It's the squad, man. I gotta represent. So, QUWAN, where you from, man? What side of Canton you represent?
I'm from all sides.
All sides? You're a Cantonian.
Yeah, I'm born and raised. I've been in every side I can, lived on every side. I know pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't even rep a side.
Where'd you go to elementary school at?
I went to Gibbs,
Okay.
Mason, and I went to Summit. Before it was Summit Academy.
Okay.
So the old Summit back then.
Dang, that's what's up. So, what was it like growing up for you?
It was cool. I was living with my mom at a point.
Okay.
And my grandparents. So I've got the, living with my mom, being able to, be free outside and do whatever I wanted, to be honest. And then I had the side of growing up in a Christian household with my grandparents. So, it was strict. It was.
You was at church every Sunday.
Man, I was at church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
Which one were you at?
Saturday. I was raised at AFA, Apostolic Faith Assembly Church.
Shout out AFA.
But then when I was younger, I moved to Christ the King.
Okay, shout out Christ the King.
Them the two churches.
Real 330. Yeah. That's what's up.
I came up in Mount Olive.
Shout out Mount Olive. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know about them.
Shout out Mount Olive.
I still remember what that place smells like.
Mount Olive, Greater Bethel. Them was the days of church, bro. We talking about church a little bit. What do you remember about the culture of church when you were younger? Because I remember it being like the choir. It was like watching a concert.
Yeah,
Just come down
It's practice. They had practice. My grandma was at practice all the time.
all the time.
All the time. You had to dress a certain way. You had to look. You had to make sure you was dapper. You was good. You know what I'm saying? I just remember a lot of hard work being put in too.
100%.
So seeing that's where a lot of my music came from, just being in the choir, because I was in the kids choir.
Okay.
So I was doing the kids plays in the kids choir with my grandma at her rehearsal. Like it was the whole.
You a
thing.
soprano, alto, or tenor?
I was a tenor back then.
Okay.
Tenor back then, even in high school. So I used to do choir in high school as well. So
Where'd you go to school at?
Timken.
You went to Timken?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go, Jeremy. See? There we go.
Yeah.
Gotta show love because, we don't get a lot of Trojan love on the show. So we gotta make sure. Yeah.
People be hating on Timken.
What you love about going to Timken?
It was the culture. It was the people.
Yeah.
It was so much talent there, even on the music side.
This is true.
Being on the stage with people, I joined the step team when I was there, and that's how I kind of got my name around. Being on the step team, and then I was a gospel artist.
You was
that time,
stepping?
too. Yeah, I was stepping, man. I was one of the best steppers.
What?
You can look me up on everything.
He was out there stomping the yard.
We went to New York City, and
No shit.
we had got first place.
Okay.
Before Timken shut down and stuff like that. This was like my sophomore year. We did that.
You got footage?
His footage is all over YouTube. Yeah,
Come on, man. We gonna see the raindrops like stomp like you got served.
Yeah, it was on some like you got served.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And I joined that by I was trying to skip class one day with my friend. He like, we could just go to Miss Wilson class and we can just act like we stepping. I'm like, oh, all right, bet. So
we can act like it, then
we go do it, but I'm really doing it like off of Stump the Yard. And then she like, hold on, I'm gonna need you to come back tomorrow. I'm like, man, I'm skipping again tomorrow. She said I can come back. So in reality, I ain't even knowing, like, I'm practicing, I'm really doing this, and then she's like, I need you to try out for sure. So
that's the most Timken story ever. Did you skip a lot of class, Jeremy?
God, bro, every day.
Wow.
Man.
Wow. Everybody's Timken skipping class.
I remember one day I skipped an entire afternoon, walked in on lunch, went to the back lunchroom table, put my head down. All I hear is Miss Fate. Mr. Elmore, can you take your hood off? I'm like, I just got to school. How do you even know it's me, first off?
Miss Fate will know you by the back of your neck. Mm-hmm. As soon as you go down there, oh, I know who you, Mr. Rumbles, why ain't you in school? I'm about to tell your coach.
What'd you play? You play sports too, or
no? It was just step, but we ran like basketball players. We was working out with the wrestlers before. Like, step is a lot of work, especially like being on stage for 15 minutes. People don't know how much goes into. So we had to work out just like everybody else.
So that was your first time like on stage, or did you have any early experiences of being on stage?
My first time actually being on stage was in 7th grade. For the talent show at Crenshaw Middle School.
Okay.
So I did it with one of my friends. We did it was around the time Michael Jackson died. So it was like a Michael Jackson tribute. Chris Brown in the Game. I forget what the title of the song is.
Ah, man, I know what you're talking about.
He had the Chris Brown part, I had the Game part.
We having a celebration. That song?
I think so. No, It was like, I forget how it go. Damn. But it was just like, it was like a low-key sad song.
I'm not on my hip-hop trivia today, Krishan.
You not. No, what did you call first-person shooter off air?
I called it biggest the what?
Yeah, man, it'd be so cool to see.
That's the name of the tour.
It would be so cool to see Drake and
ain't that the name of the tour? The biggest the what tour, right?
I think so. That's
why I called it that. I forgot the name of the song was first-person shooter.
Because I was like, I'm sitting there listening like, what are you talking about? Like, are you first-person shooter?
That one song, big as the what? That's the name of the song to me. It's big as the what.
Bro, if Amir was here, he would have cooked you.
My son would have flamed me.
He would have cooked you for that.
My son would have flamed me. So let me ask you this: when did hip hop take place in your life?
Shout out to my uncle, Mr. Judah. His name Terrell. He showed me gospel rap. So that's what changed my whole life.
Some dope MCs in the gospel game, man.
Yeah, man. People not hip about the gospel era music even back then. But he was a gospel artist back when I was just in middle school, and I wasn't taking this. I wasn't saying I was a rapper. I was just doing stuff like. But he was taking it full blown serious, and I remember some days I couldn't even go in his studio, so I used to just sit outside the door. Just
he was locked in like that.
He was locked in real. He was locked in bad, like. And he knew I was probably just gonna be in there playing around. So he like, no, man, you can't do this, Neff. You gotta.
You can't skip class over here.
Yeah. So after that talent show I had in 7th grade, I started taking it serious. But I started doing his songs, like at church events and stuff like that. So, but then I told him like, man, I want to do this for real. It was like 8th grade. I was like, I want to do this for real. I ain't gonna do your songs no more. And that was that. And after that, that's how QUWAN was made, man.
What are some gospel artists that you listen to? Because I know a couple. We were talking about Lecrae and Andy Mineo. I'm saying his name.
Andy Mineo.
Mineo. Okay.
It's Lecrae, Andy Mineo, KB, Flame.
I remember there was a guy. I went to see Kirk Franklin when I was in high school, and he had a artist by the name of The Truth.
Yeah, The Truth.
Hip-hop. Yeah, he was opening for him, and then. I remember Holy Cross Movement, another dope group. It's some dope MCs.
It's a lot of dope MCs.
So do you consider yourself a Christian hip hop artist or just an artist? Okay.
Gospel artist. I struggled like back in high school about that because, a lot of people just would look at you. Yo, you a gospel artist. What you doing?
They write you off.
Gospel artist. What you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't like the titles back then.
Right.
So I was just like, I'm an artist who loves Jesus. You know what I'm saying? That's how I used to put it. But now it's like, yeah, I am a gospel artist.
How do you feel hip hop respects Christian hip hop artists? Do you think they deserve more respect, or do you think it's a place where they could be acknowledged a little more? Because we have our like stereotypes about Christianity and hip hop music. I know some dope MCs who are Christian hip hop artists. But what are your thoughts on that?
We do deserve a little more, you know, love, foot in the door, but it's like what we do it for is way bigger than being known or however you want to say it. So that's how a lot of us, I'm not going to speak for other people, but that's how I look at it. And I also look at it as in, you know, God got a mission, so do the devil. So it's hard to get in certain places, but God gonna put you there if you need to be there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I look at the whole scene of gospel music as in we on the come up now. Yeah. So right now it's like you can't go on Facebook, TikTok without seeing a gospel artist. That's real. You cannot go anywhere else without. Lecrae just won 2 Grammys this year.
I seen Kel Mitchell from all that. He's a Christian artist now,
and people didn't know that about him.
And he's good. You know what I'm saying? I think people write it off because of the subject matter. Yeah. But when you listen to them, they really spitting.
People actually like a lot of people thought because they were like, "Oh man, Keenan went on and did this and did that," and Kel just kind of fell off. And I'm like, "No, he didn't. He just decided to go do other things.
Right?
Yeah. You just don't hear about him a lot because a buddy of mine didn't know that he was like he turned, you know, to that side of things. You know what I'm saying? Was actually doing more Christian work and everything.
And he was spitting too.
He's in videos with gospel artists right now. You know,
he's
to this day
still very successful. He just decided to do it. And it's funny you say that because, like you said, God works hard, the devil works hard too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it could almost be harder, like, to be a successful Christian artist than it is to be a successful rapper. You know what I'm saying? Just because the subject matter of, you know, typical, you know, a typical rap song, not, I won't say typical, but what's pushed is, it's a lot easier to come up with that material. And it's evident because everybody's saying the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is. And that's why, you know, I didn't really get hip to Christian artists until my dad was a pastor. Right. You know, he worked in a Christian bookstore and everything on top of that. So I got hip to a lot of that through there. Yeah. And, you know.
He worked at Bereans?
No, I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. But this was obviously, this is up in PA, obviously. Okay. But no, he worked there for a few years, you know what I'm saying, until he went and started doing what he's doing now. And, you know, you would see all these people but never really hear about them. Yeah. And then, you know, like I said, it's just like the subject matter is a lot harder to, I don't know, to come up with, to actually make quality, because it has to be quality. It doesn't have to be the same thing. And a lot of Christian artists, they might talk about God and this and the third, but they're not coming with the same lyrics. They're not saying the same thing over and over again. So, I mean, you said, you know, they deserve respect. I almost say they deserve more, because what they do is a little harder.
I think so too. Like, what do you consider your subject matter to be about in your music?
With me, it's about me and God. Everything that he takes me through, everything that I put myself through, that he like, man, I told you. So now this is the path. So that's where certain songs come from. That's where the whole new chapter EP that I got out.
A great EP, by the way. Great EP.
And that's like 4 years in the making. Because of I had to stop doing certain things, stuff fell off, and engineers, like, it was just so much work with putting new chapter out, but he was still showing me, like, even right now to this day, he's still showing me with this music that I'm putting out, like, you gotta do better. You gotta keep going hard. Don't worry about what the outside world doing, because I have a hard time of sitting on Instagram being like, man, some of us try to have this cool look to fit in with the world, and it's like, that's not what God really want us to do. He want us to be different, to be
who he made you to be.
Yeah, who he made us to be. And like a lot of people, like, in our gospel rap community, like, is God. Like, that's what you're supposed to talk about. With me, I'm gonna tell you about the good, bad, and ugly of me.
I like that.
I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm still dealing with smoking right now. I'm gonna tell you I'm still going through this, but that don't mean I'm not a gospel rapper.
I respect that, because, you know, I grew up I grew up apostolic. Yeah. So I had to hide my interest in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? But I always respected guys who had that balance. You know, like even non-Christian artists. I liked listening to hip hop artists that, a good example would be like Wu-Tang. Yeah. Like, they would talk about the streets, but they would also talk about how their religion shaped them to the men they were. And like, when I listen to Lecrae, I love that Lecrae has that balance for it. He's like, look, I'm an everyday dude, I've been through this, and I ain't perfect. I think we have this perception of religion and Christianity that has to be
That is
perfect. But I love
Exactly.
that can tie into hip hop because a lot of Christians don't view hip hop as considered holy or of God, you know. But so I incorporate that. I love that incorporation of the two.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, on your journey as an upcoming artist, what have been the pros and the cons of your journey as an artist?
Well, with me, I want to say the pros and cons. So the good things about being a gospel artist is I'm allowed to perform certain places other people can't, you know. So I could perform in the club and I could perform at a school assembly without having to bleep my words out or anything or
Go through a crazy
go
amount
through
of
a
editing.
whole I can, and that's how I started. Like when I started doing music and like getting serious with it, it started like really in 9th grade, and it was shows like school shows, all the churches, school shows. Shout out Mr. Muhammad. I was doing all the lock-ins.
Shout out Mr.
I was
Muhammad.
performing at every lock-in that he had.
Yeah.
So it was just like I was allowed places that, you know, if my friend was a rapper, but he do this other type of rap, I know they gonna be like, nah, we don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
though.
So yeah, you can come though.
You can
be
come, but not your
beside-
friend,
And that's
right?
how it was. Like I had most of my friends that was like that. They'd still come with me. You know what I'm saying? And support me and do all that. But the pros and cons is like it's really not that much. People just look at you a certain way because you are a gospel rapper. Other than that, it's like it's still the same work. Like we gotta put in the same work. We got to do the same thing everybody else do as far as like work ethics, but we just have to approach it differently. You know, so that means we can't do certain things. We have to obey God and do what He wants us to do. So if it's a certain artist I want to work with, but he like, nah, I'm gonna say nah.
What artists do you want to work with?
Like that's big.
Yeah, it don't matter. QUWAN featuring.
KB.
Okay.
Lecrae's always been one because
Lecrae's,
I
though.
went to see him when he came in Canton. He performed at the Civic Center.
How was that show?
That show was a good show. I'm talking an amazing show. I ended up being able to go like being face to face with him. He was walking past me though. It's like all these artists that I meet now, just I'll be so scared to, you know, shake with their hand or something. Cause I look at it like I don't want to shake your hand right now. I want to shake it later. Feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't be trying to be fanboyed out to none of these artists.
You want to shake hands as
I'm just happy to see you right now, like
Right.
this, seeing you right this close to me.
I like
I
that
can get,
perspective.
that means I can get close to you.
Depending on how much I pay for a ticket, you know.
Yeah, because
I wanna shake your
$100
hand. I
is
want to be on the
crazy.
Yeah, because
stage
some
with
Taylor
you.
Swift tickets, bro. I should have been able to like literally have.
Oh
dinner with you.
yeah, we shaking it off together on stage. If I'm on concert with Taylor Swift. We shaking it off together.
Yeah,
all
for
right.
sure. But like, do you think going back to what you said, you know, when you were talking about the project you just released, you know, was like 4 years in the making. You said you had to stop for a while, but he was still doing things for you. Like, do you think? Like, even though you physically stopped working on it, the fact that you still can maintain that relationship with God and the fact that you still acknowledge that He was doing things for you and bringing you through, I mean, would you think like you were still technically, because of the subject matter of your particular music? I would feel like you never really stopped working on the album. You just got more material for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like God was trying to stop me from going down the path, but He was like, you know, I'm gonna let you go down. Like He gonna give you warnings to not go down that path, but He won't stop you.
Life got a life,
He ain't
yeah.
chasing nobody. That's why I tell everybody, He's not gonna chase you. So He allowed me to go down a certain path that stopped me from doing music. And I also felt like if I'm gonna be a gospel artist, you know, I have to be walking in light. I gotta be righteous and doing everything God needs me to do. Because if not, I'm gonna lead people to hell.
You got to
With my
move how
music and
right. That's
how
big.
I am. I have to. So I had to stop, and I went through everything I went through, and it was the craziest times of my life. It was like 2 years of just a lot and a lot of stuff that I had to find out about myself and everything. And I watched everybody literally turn on me like they turned on Jesus. I watched everybody literally stop being my friend, like Peter denied Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like people is doing everything they did to Jesus to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what God wants. He wants you to understand that everything following me, this is what's gonna happen. Everything that happened to him is gonna happen to me.
That's how I look
You
at
know?
life when it comes to like creating music.
Yeah.
I feel like life has to happen for the art. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because
I
that's the
think
best music.
That's the best music, and like on your path.
Yeah.
And I respect that so much. You being a Christian artist, because you could have went through life and not acknowledged that God got you through it.
Yeah.
I may not be a Christian artist per se, but I'm always grateful that the bad times happen. You know, because sometimes we feel like we're the only ones going through it. But like I said, life has to life for us to create the art that we create.
Exactly.
And I'm also a firm believer that, like, in them instances where you do lose a lot of friends or something happens and you know, people just stop fucking with you, pretty much, like, that's God too. Like,
Yes, for sure.
Everybody can't go where you going.
He will remove
Exactly.
people from you, like,
And-
in your life. They ain't supposed to be there.
Like, I feel like before those things happen, he like gives you the reins. Like, look, you got. It's like when John Taffer be like, look, this person's bad. You got to fire him. He makes them do it.
Yeah.
You know, and if they don't got to do it, and the dude's
And
like,
then he gotta do
he
it.
does it.
Yeah.
The choice is
You
on
know
you.
what I'm
And
saying?
his option is gonna be what he told you to do, but worse, because
And
it's
he's
gonna
gonna
be
do
a way you didn't want it.
He's gonna do it in a way that you feel it, and you will
Yeah.
always
And
feel
you
it.
learn from
and
it.
Exactly, and you just realize who it is you're sticking around, and that's why, like, when
Exactly.
we were talking to Lori the one day, and I was just like, yeah, I had a whole group of friends that one day I cut them all off, and I knew it was gonna happen eventually. I knew we weren't gonna mesh forever, but like I remember I sent him all the text messages like, this ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
this is doing nothing for me. And I felt selfish as hell doing it. But I know for a fact, if I would have just continued to keep those kind of relationships around, something would have happened. We were going to cut ties anyway.
Right.
It's something
Yeah.
that would have been way worse, though. I'm positive. So, you know, I'm a strong believer in, like, that kind of stuff. Like, you know, if they ain't supposed to be here, they're not going to be here. And he's going to make sure of that before you get where you need to go. So I never really take too much, like, I don't really take losing friends to heart for real. Okay, you want to go, you go.
Yeah.
You ain't supposed to be here.
Yeah, like you said, everybody, they ain't supposed to go with you on your journey, and that's a question I want to ask you about that journey. You may have lost people along there, but have you gained any support or any partnerships along the way of your musical journey? Because I know we met.
Yeah, of course.
And
of
that
course.
that was dope because
Yeah.
I'm not really, you know, Chris, trying to tell you, I'm not one to really try to befriend a lot of new
Yeah.
artists, and I've always known Elijah.
Right.
And I'm really big on character, so that's why like I love when you and Grim and Elijah come, because I see so much in you guys. And one of the things I see is God in y'all. Like you could tell when somebody is around and they ain't on what they supposed to be on.
Yeah.
And you really want to be around them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Feel it physically.
what connections have you made and relationships have you built in the midst of your journey and being an artist?
Well, of course, you. Shout out Eli. Shout out DeAndre Grimm.
Yes, sir.
Shout out. I want to say shout out DeAndre Spears. He helped me. He mastered the rest of New Chapter.
Okay,
I had
shout out
to find
DeAndre.
I had to find a producer ASAP, and he was the only one around that could engineer it real quick. You know, so he the reason why he got out too. But Eli really, like, he the first person that came in my life after everything happened. And it's like Scott and me and him was been supposed to, you know, kick it, go to the studio, do something. It just never happened until years later.
Right.
So I was friends
Shout
with
out Eli, man.
I was friends with one of his best friends, Evan, that passed away. R.P. Evan.
R.I.P. Ev, man.
But we all used to be in the studio sometimes, and the song just never happened, but it was in the works. So Eli done helped me get a studio. He done helped me with beats. He helped me with any song y'all see that's out right now. The beats is by Eli.
Eli is a great producer.
Yeah, man, he's a crazy producer.
Crazy producer.
I literally had like 5 beats from YouTube at the time for New Chapter. I
He
was
was
like,
like,
yeah,
nah.
bro. I said, yeah, bro, here go these 5 beats. I said, they 250 all the way, because I like to pay everything exclusive.
Right, as you should.
I'm like, they 250 all the way. He said, no, bro, scratch all that.
I'll help you. Yeah, respect that.
He scratched everything, and he got me all my beats. Literally, I don't do no type of business without him. He just helped me so much, man. This dude, I love
That's
that
dope.
dude, man. He literally helped me with everything that got to do with me putting my music out professionally, me being on DistroKid. Like, that's my guy, man.
Now, this is somebody
I can't thank him enough.
Now, this is somebody you met after
he was on the show,
pretty much getting into, you know, what you wanted to do, and, you know, people starting to walk away and everything.
Yeah, I met, because I've been knew Eli like back in high school days and stuff, but it's like we never got to finally like link up. So
until the distractions was gone,
right? And like 2021, I was still cool with a friend that was doing music, but me and him was like, we was doing our own thing, but it was kind of like a lot going on. So it's like we kind of like branched off. Once we branched off, it was like Eli was right there. Yeah, and then everything went skyrocket from there. Like doing music, doing shows, doing appearances, going to shows with you. I met you through Eli.
And I thank you. Now, I just want to say off the record, I thank you for showing up to my things, you know, because rappers, you know,
always.
But some don't. But I don't ask y'all, but they do, and I always respect that, man. So I thank you for that.
Yeah, I try to.
We going to the
you said you try.
Yeah, no, I do. I try. Like, you know, there's you. Like, I didn't realize how many rappers I kick it with until I like started thinking about it.
Especially in Canton.
And like even like through work, you know, I'm typically around a rapper.
Shout out Black the Gemini.
And you know, I'm sitting there and there's always somebody like, I got this show going on or I got this going on. It's like, you want to make it to all of them.
Right.
But it's like on top of doing my own thing, trying to make sure the fam is secure, everything like that, and doing what I do, I get tired, you know what I'm saying? But I still try to show that support every time, you know what I'm saying?
So I thank you for that, man, because y'all always have my back, and that's a important thing in hip hop, because it's
to the people who do show up to everything, shout out them people, because like I said, it takes a lot to be at everything.
It does.
And have your own life. And there's people, like I go to a lot of his stuff and I see a lot of the same people all the time. And they're not his family, you know what I mean? And some of them are coworkers, stuff like that. So like those kind of people are definitely like when you're doing something,
100%.
Like like you can 100% say like that's who I'm doing it.
And I'm glad that QUWAN has that, you know.
Yeah, that's why I support people, man.
Some artists have that.
It's
like,
important.
The younger generation, you know what I'm saying? Like they need that support and that guidance. And, you know, you want to do it for people. At one point in time, I found myself doing it for everybody. Like my best friend was telling me, like, bro, you're running yourself thin. Like you're doing it for people who ain't doing it for you.
That's what I used to do right there.
Yeah, and that could be a problem.
And I deal with it.
Yeah.
Like when I'm writing, it's like I'm writing for who am I doing this for? And I end up finding myself getting stuck because I'm like, I'm writing this for like the fucking New York Times or some shit. And I'm like, I don't care about those people. So I have to keep telling myself, you're not doing this for them. You're doing this for people who want to hear a story.
100%. And that's what I gotta say about my music. Like I gotta remind myself every day, you doing this for God.
Yes, sir.
You're not doing this for the fame. You're not doing this to be up there with Lecrae and them and look some type of way on your pictures. No. You here to get people to God. Simple as that. That's the only thing you here to do, and it's through your music.
And when God puts you in a position, like, I don't know how it was for you, but I know the day that I decided, like, yes, making movies is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Like I realized that day, like, yo, I've been making stories since I was a kid. Like, people be outside. I'm over here playing with action figures, like, all day.
Exactly.
Like, doing my own thing. Like, my mom and my sisters, every time I would bring a girl around, like, that's one of the first things they bring up to try and do the whole embarrass my brother thing.
Yeah.
Is like, oh, remember when you used to sit there and you used to talk with him and everything? Yeah. And I'm like, bro, come on, man.
You were working towards something.
But that's exactly, like, I didn't realize I was doing that until the day I decided it. And it's all I thought about. So, like, when you get one of them, like, literally, it was like Inception. It's like, I had that put into my head, and it's all I think about every day. Like, I think about it all the time. What I want to do, how I want to do it, who I want to do it with, all of that. And I feel like there's no way, like, when you get that kind of calling, not, I just want to do this because I want to see what it's like.
Exactly.
Like, there's something that you, like, with that, I feel like that's genuinely why I'm here, is to do this. Just like, same with your music, same with your music. And, like, when you got that, you really, like, only God can take that away from you.
Yeah.
And like if he puts that in your head, he's trying to put you in a position. And there's really no way to mess that up unless you just choose not to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you choose not to do it, he like, okay, you ain't gotta do it.
But you gonna regret
That's when he lets you go. And then as soon as he lets you go, everything just go downhill. And
you sense it in your life. Like
you know it's God, man. A lot of people man.
That's why that's why I think it's important for all of us to like stay grateful for the gifts that we have, whether it's writing or music.
Every time I pray, I thank him for the gift. Thank you for the creativity. Thank you for the people you placed around me to further that.
Yeah.
And I just love writing in general, you know what I mean? But like to know that this is going to turn into something, that's what excites me. Cause I don't know about y'all, but there's been times where like I'm so frustrated with it where I'll be like, man, fuck this or something like that.
Yeah.
And then like you literally feel, it's like, I was like, okay. And you just feel like that creative energy just leave your body for that moment. And it's just like, it sucks. Like you actually regret it.
It's a reminder about your gifts, man. So here's what I want to do, Quan. I want to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a section called Peace Positive Points.
You eating on the mic.
Yeah, we eating these animal crackers. Pause. Wow.
Chill out.
Wow. No, you said that.
Yeah, but I caught it instantly.
So I want to also, you want us to play a song on the break? You want us to play a song on the break?
Yeah.
What song you want us to play? And if so, introduce it.
Oh yeah, I want y'all to play Life. I just dropped Life Friday featuring Paris Grant.
Hard single, by the way.
Hard single. I love it so much. I've been on a feature run lately, so I'm gonna be dropping like multiple features until like the summer.
We got ours coming soon, but
yeah.
So introduce that real quick, and then we'll go on the break.
But QUWAN, Life featuring Paris Grant.
All right, Jéan Peter MC, episode 133, Wiz.
It's Wiz.
Jeremy in the house. QUWAN, Life, featuring Paris, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, say what you mean. We'll be back. Peace.
Good morning, everyone.
QUWAN. Let's talk about this pain that I'm feeling deep inside my brain, and it's hard to be appealing, and it's hard to make a living. Going through the cycle with my children, being in the hood, you gotta listen. Father God, because of me, I didn't pay attention, and I couldn't take your side every time your name was mentioned. And it's hard to say I love you when I felt it wasn't given. Walking by the faith.
Yo, episode 133, Say What You Mean podcast. I got my man Quan in the house. Quan, got to dap you up, man. I do this with all my guests. Thank you for being on the show, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for coming, man. It's a real great episode. I forgot to shout it out on the first half or on the second half, but this episode drops on Monday. And in 3 days from this drop, yours truly will be performing with the Canton Symphony Orchestra.
Yes, sir.
Jéan Peter MC.
I'll be there too, man.
Thank you, man. Jéan Peter MC Divergent Sound Series at the Oracle, February 29th, 7 o'clock p.m. So if you're listening to this, grab your tickets online at cantonsymphony.org. I'm excited, man. Then I'm going to be a guest host on Mix 94.1 on Wednesday with Matt Fantone. So shout out to Matt Fantone.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you, man. So that's something we talked about on here. Me hopefully getting into radio and being a familiar voice on there. So hopefully, I can do my thing and see how it's going, man. Because I'm excited about it. It's gonna be a good week for sure. So excuse me. Y'all know what it is. What's up? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Every time he looking like that, I was like, what I do? Because I thought you about to say something. Like, every time. I was like, he about to just flame you right now.
No, I'm G.
All right, I took my hat off, too. That's why I took it off.
Oh, you nervous? PTSD?
Yeah, because you be flaming. Sometimes I'm like, all right, bro, I didn't do I'll be all right.
All right.
So,
Never cool.
So get your tickets, cantonsymphony.org, man. Anybody got any shout-outs or announcements before we get into Peace Positive Point? Anything going on? You pick a name yet?
Say what?
Pick a name yet?
Not yet. We working on it though.
Shout out.
She's on it though.
I want to shout out Eli again, man.
One more time for Eli, man. If I had the sound effects loaded, I formatted the card. And
Shout out to my uncle, Mr. Judah.
Okay, shout out
to
Mr.
my grandma.
Judah.
And shout out to God. Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. I like that. So y'all ready to get into it? Peace, Positive Point. Who wants to kick it off?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead, Weez.
All right, my quote is, "The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper, and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers.
Did you just quote
And you
Samuel
will know
Jackson?
my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon
Oh
them."
my God. You just
I I got halfway through and I'm like, is this nigga not ever gonna catch it?
I was like,
It took a minute though, because I was serious.
I was just watching that movie like a week ago. I know I heard that.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
No, that's the quote. That's literally the quote. I'm not explaining.
No. You have to explain why you chose that quote. Because
Sam
I was
Jackson.
like, is that a movie?
Sam
That's what I
Jackson
seen
said.
that.
That's that. There it is.
What did that mean to you? Because that was a Bible verse.
What did it mean to me?
Yeah.
that was a badass scene. Just like what he said. I just thought it was some cool shit to say right before I ended him off.
All right. You ain't ending nobody, is you?
No.
All right, cool. Just
Today.
making sure. Like, that's what I was saying about you. Somebody.
We're good.
All right. What was his name in that movie?
It wasn't Ezekiel because that's what
No.
Yeah, right. Wasn't in there, yeah.
I cannot remember him and Travolta's names.
You're stupid.
No. Travolta was Vincent Vega,
Yeah.
and I can't. I think it was Jules. I think it was
don't know
Jules
his
and
name.
Vincent Vega.
I forgot.
You said the quote.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, I actually pulled up the actual verse. I didn't look up that. No, I'm pretty
man.
sure it was Jules and Vincent Vega.
You
I could be
stupid,
wrong
Christian,
though
man.
about Sam Jackson, but I know Travolta was Vincent Vega.
All right, Jeremy, go ahead and say your positive. 'Cause you got me with that one. I was like, is this dude? And then Jordan looked at me and I was like, dang. All right. Yeah, because I looked at him, I was like, I heard this before. Did you heard this too? All right.
I got halfway through. I'm like, bro, for real, somebody catch it. I don't want to read the whole thing. It's
They
longer than I
they
thought it
just
was.
started shooting. So
Yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
Sam Jackson made it seem like it was a lot shorter than it
Yeah,
was.
that
I'm
was
like,
a
bro,
long
this is
verse.
This is a long ass verse.
That's a long verse. Because when he started, I was like, man, is he about to quote a chapter or something? Like, what is he? It's a long positive point. Go ahead, Jeremy.
My positive quote is not as long. It's by Albert Einstein. It's life is like a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving.
What's that mean to you?
It basically means just whether it's good or bad, just keep going. You just got to push through it all. You got to find balance. In order to have that, you got to have the good and the bad.
I like that, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
I like that. Quan, what's your positive point?
Mine's, it ain't no, well, yeah, it is a positive point, but
Whatever,
it's a
yeah.
statement.
Go ahead.
God is coming. He's coming. We need to get ready. We need to stop playing, and he coming. He not gonna care about your Instagram likes. He ain't gonna care about how cute you look. He ain't gonna care about all the homeless people you done fed and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
It's only gonna be you and him, and he gonna ask you, what did you do to serve me?
I was gonna ask you what that meant to you, but I think you kind of already told us. Oh, for real, I can ask you now. What does that mean to you?
What it means to me is
Besides the obvious.
I gotta get right.
Yes, sir.
I gotta stop playing. I gotta be an example that he needs me to be for other people to, get them back in this kingdom,
I like that. I like that point, man.
Yes, sir.
My positive point is from Brandon Sanderson, and he said, "Words are where most change begins." I like that quote because I feel like writing things down it's very intentional.
Yes.
Like when I plan my week out, when I plan my goals out, I like to write things down or type them out on the iPhone. So like when I plan my week out, I type it out, write it out, and I get it done and cross it out. But it started with words, literally.
Yeah.
So like words are powerful to me. Words are where most change begins. When you want to do something, it's also what you say. So that's why I said that quote. Words are where most change begins. So
Yeah, that was a good one for sure.
I'm still weak. You chose that quote.
Well, Zach's not here, so we couldn't do like his funny Dr. Seuss. You know what
Should we
I'm
do
saying?
one?
So
Oh
it's just
yeah,
like,
and we wish our well
yeah.
to Miss
Well wishes
Colleen. Well
to,
wishes to Miss Colleen.
Zach's girl for
our
sure.
homeboy isn't here today. He's with his lady. So Colleen, if you're listening, we love you. We hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling better. We'll have a spot here.
I
for
know that
Zach.
food's suck in there. Trust me.
In the hospital.
Yeah, I know it, dude. The only thing I trusted in there was the fish, man.
Man,
You trusted fish in the
I
hospital.
trusted fish in
Hospital
there.
fish.
Yeah.
All right, that's
the last thing I
You're
would've
just trying to
trusted.
stay in the hospital. huh?
I trusted it. It was good.
I trust the burgers.
I had my mom
I
sneaking
would
in
trust
salt
the
and shit.
soup.
You had your mom seeking condiments.
Salt, everything. They ain't trying to hook nobody up.
Oh
man.
yeah,
We
giving
ain't
salt in the
bringing it
hospital
here.
is crazy.
But going off of what your statement, Quan, it's funny because like me and him talk all the time about like, oh yeah, we just it's time to put the women down, this and the third. But like when you say like it's got to get right, like I think at a certain point it's for some faster than others, like something just clicks. You know what I mean? Like you really just gotta change something, or it's just gonna be the same shit, whether it's good, bad. Like if you want more, you gotta do better. Yeah. If you want better, you gotta do great. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when me and him have them conversations, like I really, really, really do feel good, like being able to be in a position where I'm like, he tells me that he wants what I got as far as like the whole family life thing I'm doing right now, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like we, me and my girl, we just went out, but then when we got there, we were like, man, let's bring her, because like we wanted to do that with her. Right. So like to like have that and go home to that and work on that, I know that only came from getting right and everything. So like I only want more. I only want to give them more. I only want to give, I got a kid on the way. I got a son already. I just want to give them more. So like, it's once you have it, it's almost like when people say when you work out, you start getting addicted to it. It's like
you do. That's true.
Yeah, like when you actually get right and you start doing like start actually implementing like good habits. Like I said, with the whole, I'm still not drinking pop. You know what I'm saying? I have my Red Bull.
Hey, I don't drink pop no more neither.
You know what I'm saying? But I stopped pop.
Don't put it in me.
That's dope.
But for real. But it's like
I got my lemonade.
It got to a point where I'm just doing this to see how long I can do it. Now it's actually like the bad habits are disgusting to me.
Exactly.
Like I've been hitting this. It's still nicotine, but like as far as like an actual cigarette goes, I had one of them the other day and I couldn't even finish it. Like instant headaches, getting sick. Coca-Cola, they'll tell you all the time. I stayed with that, and it now feels horrible in my stomach almost instantly. So like when you actually start getting in that routine of like good habits and good choices, and actually feeling like the things you do are bigger than you because you have people that it also affect, that it's addicting, man.
And Jeremy's feels good too. And Jeremy's point about balance. I made a point about balance like a couple of days ago, and I talk about balance a lot because, like I said, it's so easy for me, like me being as busy as I get, to not have a routine and just do it. And it was like that a couple of years ago. I would just do stuff, but once I write things down and know what I'm doing, that's what I'm setting my time on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of guys hit me up, y'all want to do a song? But QUWAN has done it like the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish guys would learn how to do it that way. Don't just be like, let's get on a song. And they don't know what they want to talk about. They don't give me no deadline. Because it's like, I have a routine. I have to have balance. That'll throw me off. If you just want me to do a song and don't give me no details, I can't be balanced with the verse. I gotta, stay on my path. So like,
balance is very important.
Balance is so important. It's helped me navigate things the right way. Even the conversations I have, like, me and Christian, we clown, but those conversations where we can like talk to each other as men, those help me as well. You know what I'm saying? And they help each other. There's things he helps me with. There's things I help him with, and that's like iron sharpening iron. But that's all a part of balance. You know what I'm saying? So I really do.
It's like the group chat that I showed you earlier. It's balance. We all kick it, but on the flip side, we will completely roast and dog each other over this game. We're gonna do it every day. We're gonna do it every time. I'm balanced. I'm nice, but I'm also a menace sometimes.
I'm balanced.
That's how me and Eli is when we be talking, because we talk about God sometimes. Like sometimes it's a point where I feel like he yelling at me or something, but it's not. It's not out of love. Yeah, it's out of love, and it's not. We both don't know this or that, or we both are trying to see where each other is coming from. So it's never us yelling at each other, nothing like that. I'm like, my brother is so passionate,
and I think that's the ultimate form of love too. Like when you love and respect someone, like, I don't just say it because we're supposed to. I think when you love somebody, you tell them the truth. And that's something that me and Krishan had to learn as we got older. If we would have been talking how we talk now to each other when we were in high school, we would have took it the wrong way.
Exactly.
But like now
he really
it's like,
means this. Like he really would. Like,
so it's like now,
I couldn't call you a dummy back in the day. I'll call you a dummy all day if you're doing something stupid. But like, stupid. Now I'm actually saying like, bro, that was dumb.
You doing something stupid.
But back then it would have been like, who the fuck are you talking to?
But it's that accountability factor and us learning as men, like change and getting right. I think it's a point in time where we all just got to get right. And I respect that quote as well, because my dad would tell me all the time, hey, you got to get right. Yeah, because when God come back or whatever you believe in, that's it.
like my dad, I'm pretty sure when it comes like if I had an example of like perfect balance, I think I would go like my dad 100%.
My
like,
grandparents. Definitely.
He definitely came from like, being, he was running the streets, he was doing all that. I told you my dad's story. And for him to, as being active in the church and the community as he is now, but, when we at home and we kicking it, it's just us, you know what I'm saying? It's, he's not normal, per se, but like he doesn't like, he's not preachy or anything like that. Like he just talks to you as like God's a homie, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he always made it sure like it never sounded preachy. Yeah. Like it was never like if you did anything disappointing, he never made it seem like you were just made the worst mistake type stuff. Like trust me, he let you know you fucked up, but like he did it in a way that you learned something out of that.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of glad I had the balance of living with my mom and then my grandparents, because when my mom had me, she was young, so being at her house, it wasn't as much like strict rules and discipline as it was at my grandparents.
You learn structure being around your grandparents.
Yeah, and I wasn't a bad kid, so with my mom, it wasn't like she let me do whatever. I just made the right decisions in life. So she never had to worry about me being outside. As long as I'm back before the street lights on, I'm good.
Sure.
So,
exactly.
But at my grandma's, it was different. It was more of, you got to get right. Don't disrespect your elders, because you can lose days in life. Like, my grandma is teaching me these things that I didn't know. I had yelled at my great-grandma at one time for something, and my uncle jacked me up, and he was telling me, like, don't do that. Yeah. I don't want my nephew to pass away because of this. So I had to learn everything God literally says in the Bible. I had to learn it, dissect it. I had to really go through it myself. I had to stop going to church and be out in the real world, because I was always protected by church.
And to be a master of your emotions.
Yeah, so
I think that's something that like black men in particular need to learn. No matter what your faith is. I think that's the most important thing. That's why balance is such an important thing to me now, because the moments where you don't know how to really control your emotions, you get mad. There've been times where you've done it and I called you out, because that's what friends do. Exactly. I'm like, y'all got love for him. Let me let him know. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't take it the wrong way, because we haven't had a long relationship that long. Right. But as a man, it's like, hey man, come on. I understand, but it's like, I would do it for him. He's done it for me. You know what I'm saying? But I think as men, we gotta all learn to be a master of our emotions, because it'll put us in better situations. Being a master of your emotions is cause you to love your family that you have now. You know what I'm saying? Jeremy being a master of his, having balance in his life. You being a master of your emotions, and how it's affected your faith and your artistry. Like, you see how it makes sense? Yeah. When you become a master of your emotions, how like your life is a little better. Because I thought about the things I got mad about a year ago. You know what I'm saying? The relationships I was in, and I wasn't a master of my emotions, and it just kind of messed with me in a way. I didn't feel I was balanced, but once I found that balance and learned to get my emotions intact, life made so much more sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I pray that whoever is listening to this, man or woman, if you're in a place where things seem kind of out of whack, because the world's in a weird place right now. It is. So it's like, you got to make sure this is intact, because we'll be so heavy on what's in front of us. We don't worry about our brains and our emotions. So I pray that those who listen become a master of their emotions. So that's what I wanted to share on this podcast. And I appreciate you coming, man, because it's giving us a chance to have conversations about faith and who we are as people. And I always love those episodes, and it kind of defines what Say What You Mean means, because those that know you as an artist will get to know you on a personal level being on this show. Yeah. Now I have one more question for you.
Here we go.
Would you go to a crockpot festival?
Yeah, I would.
Why would you go? This is how I like to end the show now.
Why do I feel like this is a setup question?
No, it is.
Like,
it is.
This is rehearsed.
Quan, would you go to a crockpot?
Seasonings, it's different. Rehearsed. Smell, like, you got to think about the whole, how people cook their food.
There we go.
Someone over here cooks it different than the person across from the vendor. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not going anywhere.
We got to try like 5 vendors just to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I wish I had my phone, because I could read this text message I got from someone, because they broke it down for me on how. Well, we ain't gonna do it on here. I think I showed you. Did I show you?
You said it in the group chat.
I did. What did it say, Jeremy? Real quick before we get out of here, what did it say?
Here, I'll let you read it.
Okay.
I'm about to walk off.
No, you're not.
Because like,
Yeah, let's read this.
You're really trying hard for
Shout out
this.
to Zach too for this. So check this out. He said 6 to 8 Crock Pot Fest, minimal time meals only. First hour is presentation of preparation, like at conferences where people could walk around and see the ingredients. Next 3 to 4 hours, all out fair like activities with performances. Maybe QUWAN, Jéan P the MC, Black Gemini, you never know.
Right.
1 to 2 hours unveiling and tasting. The second one people will bring already prepared crock pot for the in-between time. But that was not Zach. That's my man Smitty, Myrell, so I apologize for that. But yeah.
So your thing is, everybody's thing is going and being able to see all the ingredients and this and the third, okay?
He's
Right.
not coming. It's all right.
Go to a fucking Boston market. Call it a day.
Oh, my goodness. See what I mean? No faith.
None.
faith.
And
We're
that-
talking about faith the whole episode.
Just go
being a
there.
hater.
See where his faith is at, Quan?
Go to Green Farms.
As soon as we start talking about that, the
Go to
faith
Green
gone.
Farms.
So as soon as we talk about the hater, the faith is gone. Nah, we good, man. It's okay, bro.
Go eat at a farmer's house.
That's
I don't know. You can see the
crazy.
ingredients and
That
smell the
is
food.
crazy.
What do you want to do? You're not bringing any really. I mean, okay, go ahead.
No,
ahead.
we gonna make it.
It's just like the things you're saying.
I
You
was
can
just
go to other
talking
places. Yeah, you can go to other places and get that and not stay there all day.
All you need is faith the size of a mustard seed, bro. Isn't that in the Bible,
Yeah,
Quan?
yeah.
Thank you. Come on, man.
You got mustard seeds? The mustard seeds being the resources.
Y'all know how
We
big
might
a
put it in
mustard seed
there.
is.
We might put it in a crock pot.
Thank you for stopping.
Thanks, Quan.
Thank you for
Episode 133 of the
hanging out with
Tangerine
us today. This is
Podcast.
Krishan,
Jéan P the MC.
NPR Radio.
And the Crock Pot Fest.
Yeah, we don't do anything with the Crockpot Fest. Next week, we have an exciting conversation about black holes and their effect on the universe around us. Thank you. This is Weez.
We'll
We
see
got
y'all
Jeremy.
next week, man. This
Thank you,
Jéan P
Quan,
the
for
MC.
stopping
Thank you,
in.
Quan, for coming
Thank you
through,
for
man.
allowing me
Crockpot
on here,
Central.
man, for real.
What'd you say, Jeremy?
Say this is about to be Crockpot
Disconnect.
Central.
Crock, you will.
What?
We out of here. Jéan P the MC. Tangerine Radio.
Say what you mean what you say. I'm from the 330, where them boys don't play.